Hello, people from the Terra Onion Discord. I'm just gonna be upfront about who I'm pandering to. I don't care. Anyway, so yeah, it's Power Stone. You probably already knew that, though, based on the circumstances of how you found this video. So is the announcer saying Power Stone World or a war? I can't understand his English. Okay, let's look at the collection. That's the bonus items. I only had the one, because you gotta unlock them by being good at the game, and that is not a skill that I have. So, you still with me? I wouldn't be too surprised if you left at that point. Did you see that pirate-type character just had a bunch of bricks as the pattern on his shirt? You think that's an actual shirt you can buy somewhere? There's a bold new fashion statement for the 2020s. So now we got our first match. There's our guy doing his cool Jackie Chan kickflips, and then you got the mummy. And this guy's basically the equivalent to Voldo from Soul Calibur, because they had a crazy stretchy mummy thing in their game as well. I guess mummies were just the in thing in the year 2000. Probably. So my guy turned into a Super Saiyan just then. That's pretty cool. I should probably make some attempt to explain what's going on in this chaos. So you get three different methods of fighting the other guy. You got hand-to-hand, as to be expected in a fighting game. You get the items, and then you get the specials that activate when you pick up the 3 mystical gems of yore or whatever. The hand-to-hand isn't really recommended. It's really just one tool in the box. It shouldn't be your main thing. The game's really not designed for sustained hand-to-hand combat. And that's pretty much all you need to know about Power Stone. That's all I have to say about that. How do you think Forrest Gump would feel about Power Stone? He'd probably be like some kind of crazy genius at it, like he was with ping pong. He was a savant, or whatever you call it. Isn't the idea of a savant as someone's incredibly skilled in one particular thing and then just stupid and useless at everything else? I guess I'm kind of like a savant, except for that first part about being good at something. But anyway, so here's a second battle. We got Jalkarn. That's not his name, but the font is weird. So I suppose I should probably point out that yes, I am aware that the video is cut off on the left side. That's not a Terra Onion mode problem. That is a pound cable problem. I bought the pound cable per the recommendation of Metal Jesus, the famous YouTube man, and he was all about that pound cable. But at no point in his video did he mention that it would have this problem. Now my audience is gonna be confused. They're gonna think my guy's name is Ang Tang instead of Wang Tang because it's cut off. You have truly let us down, Pound Technologies. Metal Jesus did not make mention of this problem at any point. How can we trust him on anything? So yeah, you don't want to stand close to that bench at the start of the rounds with this particular character that we're fighting, because he's a thrower. So here's his special. It tracks to your location, so no matter where you go, there's no avoiding it. Our guy has a similar special, but it doesn't track to the location, because I guess maybe the game's not well balanced. So maybe we'll get to see that during this. Well, I mean, you already saw it previously when we fought the Voldo guys, so I guess that didn't need to be said. Gee, this round ain't going too well, is it? What else is there to say about old Power Stone? We got 5 minutes left in this episode. So the stage that we're on is called Lando. It's clearly supposed to, well, do I even need to point out what this is obviously supposed to be? They just took one letter off of the end and now it's an original thing. It's like if they had a game that was supposed to take place in Philadelphia and that they called it Philadelphia, they just took the A on the end of it, or off the end of it. It's just dumb and not creative. Get it together, 2000 era Capcom. Present day Capcom, I think. Where am I going with this? This is stupid. I wish I could get one take of this episode where I don't say something stupid and regrettable and try to pull it back. Yeah, you can zoom in and out with the camera, by the way, on the victory screens. That's pretty cool, eh? Don't you miss the days when developers would add in fun stuff like that? Little things that weren't necessary but made the experience more enjoyable. Nowadays, they'd probably have the movable camera behind like a paywall. So here's enemy number 3. You got the genie boob lady. This is basically discount Shantae. Shantae was actually a character at the same time of this game's release. Most people think of Shantae as being a modern type thing, but the original Shantae game came out on the Game Boy Color all the way back in the day. So yeah, Shantae is much older than people realize. So there's the cool super finishing move we did again, and it had the text in the corners in some kind of weird undecipherable moon language. Gosh, we barely took any damage that round. I guess we're just Power Stone Chads over here. Who's we? I'm the one playing the game. But, anyway, what else to say? Excuse me. Let's pull up my list of conversational topics when things get slow. I got some bullet points to go off of here. Okay, this first bullet point, we kind of blew our chance to talk about that one. That was only relevant for the beginning of the game. So, here's something we can talk about. I was watching a clip from a Scott the Wise video earlier today, and Scott the Wise has never particularly appealed to me, and I think I finally figured out what it is. I think he's just too high energy is what the deal is. He cares a bit too much about Madden 2008 or whatever his thing is. All the game reviewers have to have the one game that they bring up every episode as a joke, and that's his thing, is his Madden. But anyway, the point of what I'm saying here is I think he just needs to chill out if he wants to be more appealing to totally burnt out Dreamcast fans, much like myself. He just needs to relax. Needs to smoke a blunt. That should he should totally do that in an episode. Can you do that on YouTube? I've never attempted that before in my Let's Plays. Yeah, that's something that should probably be looked into. So here's the guy number 4, Gunrack. What a name, Gunrack. Oh yeah, there's a stage hazard on this. Yeah, just like that. This is the first stage thus far that has a stage hazard. It's rather inconsistent as to which ones have them and which ones don't. But yeah, what a name, Gunrack. I remember when I first got this game back in the day, and I was joking that I'm gonna name my kid that someday, Gunrack. And I had no one to tell that joke to, because where's this conversation going? This cannot go anywhere good. Let's just move on. Okay, so Gunrak is gonna turn into the guy from the Fantastic Four. It's clobbering time. Oh, the Fantastic Four. Have they ever made a good Fantastic Four movie? I know that the 2013 one or 2015 one was not well liked. I saw the 2005 one and it took too long to get going. I was watching it on TV like 7 years after it came out at some family friend's house, and the dad was just trying to start a conversation with me, and he said, what are we watching? And coincidentally, when he came in to ask that, the TV was on a commercial for Vagisil, and it was really awkward. So, thank you for sticking around for this 11 agonizing minutes of me just BSing into a microphone. If you want to stay for more of this, you're more than welcome to do so. I upload maybe once a month on average, so it might be a while before we get to Power Stone Part 2, but it will come someday.